Okay. Okay, I know this is a very serious live stream that I am covering right now. Are we live? Should go live right now. Okay. All right, we're not going to go on Hurricane Tracker. We're going to go on this website. I'm going to jump right into this right now. This is a very serious situation that's unfolding in the Gulf of Mexico right now. I'm just insanely speechless. I am just seeing a lot of updates on Hurricane Milton. For fact, like this is just beyond one of the most insane storms I have ever seen. Like this is crazy. This is insane. Usually I don't really say, oh, this is going to be like one of the most like powerful hurricanes ever. To be fair, I'm saying that this is definitely the most powerful storms we've ever covered or we've ever witnessed in our lifetimes. This is so unreal. It's so unreal to hear. Right now we have, if you're now just tuning in, I am just about to begin like talking about this storm because this is a very serious situation that's unfolding here right now. So this is the main topic. We're going to talk about Hurricane Milton, which this historic storm has shattered records. It shattered like multiple records to be exact. I'd say it's shattered like, I think it's probably the fifth most like powerful storm for central pressure. I'd say it's around there. And then you got like one of the most powerful winds ever measured. Not the most powerful, but it's definitely trying its best to get strengthened even more. It's not stopping. And the only thing that's going to weaken it is how like powerful it is. Like so far, the eye of Hurricane Milton is shrinking. And what that means is that once the eye shrinks, that means the storm is slowly going to weaken itself. But that doesn't, well, that's probably one of the cases, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. It's still intensifying. It's still organized. It's still rapidly getting its act together still. And the storm is just insanely historic. If you're now just tuning in, I am talking about Hurricane Milton and why it's shattering records right now. So if you look at the maximum winds, although this is not updated yet, but here's our minimum central pressure. This is 909 millibars, which is absolutely one of the most, it's the lowest central pressure I think I've ever seen in a long time. Another update is that, well, this is not the exact like number though. It's been updated, and right now it is 898 millibars, which is one of the most insane things I've ever seen. I usually don't see 800 millibars all that often, but when it comes to that, that's historic. Like you don't see a hurricane go down that low all that often. It is absolutely insane. The maximum winds is 150 knots. That is extremely powerful right now. And honestly, I think the winds right now is 180 to 185. I'd say around there. That's like equally as powerful as Hurricane Dorian back in 2019. And this is definitely one of the most powerful hurricanes I've ever seen. It's crazy. I think the maximum wind gusts is I think it's over 200 miles per hour. Would not be surprised to see that at all because of how insanely powerful this is. I am a little worried right now because one, this storm is super powerful, and two, it's going to make direct landfall towards Tampa. And another thing that's what it's doing, this hurricane, is it's actually tracking more north with the path of the cone path. So if you look at the cone path right here, so here's the original area of Milton. This is Milton right here. This is going to, it's tracking more north, like on the path of uncertainty with this, it's tracking more north instead of south. So when it's moving north, that it's not going to interact with the land right here in Mexico. It's going to continue getting stronger, and it's not going to stop this. It's not going to stop, guys. This is really insane. This hurricane is definitely going to be talked about for a long time. It is just absolutely insane, right? What we're seeing here. And then tomorrow, it's in the afternoon. It's expected to go past Mexico and move straight towards Florida. We already have hurricane watches and also some warnings out there for the Tampa Bay area. People are evacuating. Which is actually, hopefully, it's a good sign that people are evacuating, but this is going to cause some really bad catastrophic damage in the Tampa Bay area. So definitely, this is not a good sign. But hopefully all the people in Tampa are either boarding up their windows, stuff like that, if they're not evacuating, that is, and make sure they go to higher ground, because storm surge is going to really cause problems there. But as you can see, what's impressive about the storm is that it's moving east. Like, it's moving due east in the Gulf. Usually hurricanes move like west, then once they make landfall, they move east or something like that. But this is straight up moving east and northeast towards Florida. That is pretty dang rare. You don't see this all that often. It is crazy to think about. So yeah, this is just crazy. It really is. We already have hurricane warnings for the areas like I'm going to call this the peninsula of Mexico, because that's what I call it. The northern area, I think they are probably going to get missed by this, but they're still going to feel the effects of the storm. But it's not going to cause like catastrophic damage or something like that. But if they are in the coast, they probably should get away, that should be the main case here. But really, this storm is probably going to pose a main threat for like winds and stuff like that. I definitely see that for the people that live in Mexico. And then once that goes away, it's going to either move somewhere, make landfall somewhere around Florida. I think Tampa is probably going to get the worst of it right now, or not right now, but in the future terms. If this storm moves north, which has a highly likelihood of doing it, the Tampa Bay area, including St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Sarasota, Bradenton, cities like that, are going to experience one of the worst storm surges they've seen in nearly a century. Yeah, I am praying for the people who live in Tampa, because this is not a good look, or it's not looking good. There's definitely going to be loss of property. Unfortunately, that's going to happen with Milton. The good news about Milton is that once the storm approaches the Tampa Bay area, the storm's going to weaken due to the wind shear, which is actually a good sign. But the bad news is it's going to expand the wind field is going to get bigger, including the hurricane itself. It's going to be bigger, and the bigger this hurricane is, the more higher the storm surge is. And usually you don't want this hurricane to get bigger either. Like, even if it's like a category 3 making landfall, it's still going to cause a high storm surge. Like, they're already projecting 15 to 20 feet at maximum somewhere in the Tampa Bay area on the coastline, which is absolutely not good. Man, I can't believe this is happening. I really hate doing this. I really hate saying this and stuff like that. But this is me just spreading the word out to people that they need to prepare for an upcoming catastrophe that's about to occur with this historic storm. Milton is definitely going to be talked about forever. Like, and I mean forever. And I don't think I think my best guess about this hurricane is that it's going to stop rapidly growing, or not growing. It's going to stop rapidly strengthening by like maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. But I mean, it depends on what the wind shear does. Sometimes hurricanes can like outgo wind shear, like Beryl did. Beryl was just undefeatable with wind shear. But then later on, it just stopped. And then I think later on, it just weakened out and the wind shear caught up with it. Same thing could happen with Milton, but I think the wind shear is going to stop it. But it's going to get bigger either way. It's still going to cause problems. So I am praying for these people. And our spaghetti models right now. Uh-oh, what happened? What happened to my... Okay, all right. I don't know what happened there. Okay, there we go. Here's our spaghetti models. This is what it is right now. It's around a category 5. Some models keep it as a category 5, which is absolutely concerning. It doesn't show it like weakening out like usual once it goes like into the Tampa Bay area in the next 3 days, which is absolutely not good. If these models are correct, we might be experiencing one of the worst storms to hit Florida in nearly like 100 years. But however, most models are agreeing that this is going to weaken due to the wind shear, which I do agree with. I think this is what's going to happen here. I think landfall will be somewhere around like category 4 to category 3 status. Definitely somewhere around there. I think a low end category 4 at landfall is not out of the question, but a category 3 at landfall, I think that's not out of the question either. I know, it's not good. I usually don't really spread panic or something like that. I don't want you guys to panic over this because I mean, all you have to do is just be prepared for the storm. Make sure you get all of your belongings, get out of Tampa. You still have plenty of time. But if you're not going to evacuate, make sure you board up everything or get to high ground in a hotel or building, anything. Do that and then wait it out. I think the best case scenario is that if you need to go to a high ground due to the storm surge. Let's see here. Yeah, look, this is the satellite imagery of Hurricane Milton. Unbelievable what we're seeing right now without how organized the eye is. Sorry, just testing the audio so I don't lag. Anyways, let's look at our other models here. This is oh my God, I hate when it does that. I hate when it doesn't load. It'll load in just a second. There it is. So here's our spaghetti model paths that it's projected. Most making landfall south of Tampa, which is actually that's a good sign for the city. Basically, they're still going to get hit by this hurricane, but the good news is the storm surge won't be as bad over there. But I think the main concern, the main cities that could get affected by the storm surge is maybe Sarasota, Fort Myers, Naples. Cities like that definitely could experience the worst storm surge. Even the Key West could experience some storm surge as well, which is not good at all. I think this is our other model, actually. Oh, wait, it loaded. Okay, here it is. So this is bullish. I'm not buying that. All right, anyways, let's look at our forecast models here. if it can load. Oh man. I want to go to my, hello? I don't want to go to, really? I don't want to go to, either they're updating it or I'm not sure. Okay, we'll go to Pivotal because I don't know what Tropical Tidbits is doing. It says bad gateway. Either they're updating it or I'm not sure. Because I really can't look at the other models, unfortunately, and that is the worst case scenario. I can't look at the HAFS-A or HAFS-B models. I can't show it to you unless they get it back. So, looking at the GFS model, which is the only, like, the European does the same thing, but I really don't trust the European with most of the hurricane stuff. So looking at the GFS, this is bullish. This is not what the millibars is. It's an 898. It's so incredibly powerful, and what this is going to do, according to the GFS, you can see it. I'm just only showing the movement of where it's going to go. I'm not talking about the intensity because we already know how powerful this thing is. It looks like it's moving more to the northeast a little bit due to the trough interacting with the hurricane. And then later, tomorrow, it makes like landfall somewhere around Tampa, I'd say, like right around here. This is like around 12 in the morning on Thursday is when it makes landfall as around like a major hurricane somewhere around there, maybe like a category 4 or 3 maybe. But again, this is still a big concern because this is hitting a very populated area in Florida. Absolutely unreal. Unfortunately unfolding right now. So that's the 18Z GFS. Looking at the European, this is the 12Z. This is bullish. I really am not buying that. Like really, this is definitely going to be way stronger than what. It's way stronger than when it makes landfall at. Sorry for hearing background noise. Anyways, so yeah, that's what it looks like with the GFS, or not GFS, European model. Still don't know what's going on with Tropical Tidbits. Something's wrong with the website. I don't know what is going on here because I can't check it anymore. Either it crashed or it's still trying to load in the rest for Hurricane Milton, which I feel like that's what's happening. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know. So here's it making landfall. You can see like 80 knots in like Tampa Bay or in St. Petersburg, definitely getting some insane winds out of this. We got 101 knots somewhere around there, which is probably going to experience some hurricane force winds in Florida. And the main area of storm surge will definitely be right around this area here, maybe around Sarasota or Fort Myers. So I do think that this is going to be the worst case scenario for them if the storm surge or if this hurricane does make landfall on top of Tampa. There we go. Okay. All right. So let's look at the other models here. I don't know what happened to this website. It was a what? Oh, huh? Forecast models? I think the website might have crashed. It either crashed or I'm not sure what happened. I still cannot check forecast models on this storm, which I really need. Okay, here we go. So let's look at our HFS-A model, which I think it's been doing a great job with tracking these storms. I usually nickname this the HRRR of hurricanes. Here it is, 910 millibars. That is just, this is pretty accurate. But do we know? I'm wondering what this is going to do when it hits Tampa. Hopefully, it does not show it like incredibly bad. It's been crashing most of the day. Yeah, honestly. It's kind of weird how it's crashing because of Milton, but Milton is not, I don't think it's them making a new like description about Milton or anything. But yeah, as you can see, according to the HAFS-A model, you can see a 958 millibar low. It does show it weakening, but it shows it getting bigger. And we don't want a bigger major hurricane, because that can easily become historic, and a lot of property is in line here, which is not a good sign. Let's look at the 12Z. I think we'll get a better understanding. Yeah, this is weird. I don't know what's going on. All right. I hope the HAFS-B model works. I feel like it's kind of weird how this website's pretty weird. Okay, here we go. Okay, goes to 69 hours out. So we'll have a better understanding of what's going on. So here's Wednesday around 3 to 4 p.m. Shows it a bit stronger according to the HAFS-B model. Definitely not a good look still, but still shows it weakening out a little bit due to the wind shear interacting with it. And yeah, I hope the wind shear kills it off. I really hope the wind shear kills it off here right now. Yeah, that's this website's being weird. I'll probably check Twitter later about it, see if anyone's experiencing the same issue. I mean, someone did say it in chat that that's been crashing a lot lately. I can't what? Can I go here? No. Can I go to the beginning? No, I cannot. Interesting. Yeah, there are some good news about, like I said, there is good news about Milton, and it's the wind shear that could weaken it and not cause powerful winds hitting Florida. But the bad part about it is that the wind shear is going to make this hurricane a little bigger, and it's still going to be a major hurricane either way. And the storm surge is definitely going to be much larger, which is not good. You don't want a bigger hurricane. You really don't. All right, you know what? We're going to go to Hurricane Tracker because they have the information. Okay. Oh, we got a new update. We have a 20% chance of a disturbance, and they're both the 48 hours and 7 days are both 20. That's pretty interesting. It's like right next to Florida. And what I saw earlier was some towers forming near that area, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, let's look at our peak surge. Let's look at our surge. Okay, yeah. So this has uptrended a little bit with the storm surge. Tampa Bay now under the gun for catastrophic-ish storm surge. 10 to 15 feet is catastrophic. It is not looking good. Reds are definitely, if you're like in the red and maybe the orange, I would be weather aware about the storm surge. Get away from the beach or get away from the coast. Go mainly inland. I mean, if I were to evacuate, I would definitely go to maybe Miami, Florida, because I think they're going to get less of it. I think the southeastern area of Florida is the safest area to go to. Or maybe around the Panhandle over here, like Panama City. Pensacola, Florida is definitely a place to go. I would say Destin's a place to go. Those areas are pretty much safer from this upcoming hurricane. The Florida Keys, don't go there. I think storm surge is definitely going to affect the area as well. So don't go to the Key West. Not a good idea. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's look at our tropical storm force. Let's look at our winds, our wind field here. So you can see how small it is right now. And you can see it just rapidly getting bigger as time goes on. Definitely still shows the same thing with the wind field. The tropical storm force wind stretches from Cuba all the way to Alabama, which they're gonna all gonna experience those winds. Unfortunately, the main area of wind is definitely gonna be around here in Florida. They're gonna experience some really crazy winds. Looking at our rainfall total, we have a moderate risk of rainfall in the Tampa Bay to Orlando. Jacksonville's under the gun for some flash flooding. I wouldn't rule out a high risk of rainfall. I wouldn't rule that out. I think a high risk is definitely in play here. Maybe a little like high risk right around here or something like that. But I do see that being issued. Here's our rainfall risk. You can see, it doesn't show as much like rainfall really according to the Weather Prediction Center, but I think this is probably going to uptrend a little bit. I think rainfall is definitely going to be a big concern with this as well. Why am I being called when I'm live? Like, stop, I'm live. Okay, anyways, let's look at our warnings here. Actually, did I look at the warnings? Let me see. Oh, there's satellite imagery. No, actually, never mind. Here's Milton. You can see a very clear image of it. It is a tiny, tiny storm. And yeah, this is a very interesting storm right in there. Man, that's crazy. I don't think it talks about Hurricane Milton. No, it does. Okay. If you have any questions about Hurricane Milton, ask me anything. I will try my best to answer questions about it. So feel free to ask me anything about it before I stop going live for now. Definitely ask me anything. Ask me a question. If you need to be prepared and stuff like that. So our 7-day Hurricane Milton. Oh, here's our warnings. Okay, so yeah, we have hurricane warnings in effect right now. And there's our hurricane watches on the other side. I think the other side is definitely going to experience it as well. Another thing I want to point out is that power outages are going to be a real thing here. Widespread power outages. So make sure you charge everything. Make sure you do whatever it takes. You're not gonna have an oven working or a refrigerator working. You're probably gonna have to get some coolers, put some ice in it. Definitely put cold food in a cooler if you have one. I would use a cooler to buy Lunchables, fruits, stuff like that. Here's our here's the areas that are definitely going to get flooded here, or get hit by storm surge. And you can see Tampa Bay is just covered. All Tampa Bay is covered in pink, or something like that, which is all under storm surge warnings. And we got storm surge watches over here on the eastern side. But I think the worst of the storm surge is definitely going to be around somewhere around here. So this is it's probably going to. That's probably where it's going to happen at. Here's our wind speed probabilities, and yeah, this just went up a lot. This yesterday was just barely there. Now it just went up a lot because of where it's going to probably go here. Look at our key messages. Yeah, absolutely unreal. I also want to talk about the tornado threat. I forgot to mention about the tornado threat that's going to occur with this storm. Yeah, so here's the description of it. A large area of destructive storm surge, which is strong wording, will occur along parts of the west coast of Florida on Wednesday. So yeah, Wednesday, storm surge is going to really start to ramp up in the west coast of Florida. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Once again, if you have any questions about Hurricane Helene, ask me. I will happily answer your questions and will describe what you need to do right now. If you haven't evacuated already, here's the date right now. I'm looking at the date. It is Monday, October 7th, and they expect the storm to make landfall around midnight on Thursday. Somewhere around there. You need to get out of there immediately because tomorrow you're probably not going to have time to get out of there because of the heavy traffic. So you got to leave right now if you are not gone yet. You got to go. Let's look at our tornado threat here because I want to look at that real quick. So I'm not going to talk about day one because that's not important. Here's our day two tornado threat. Here's our day two outlook. We have a marginal risk. The main concern is definitely going to be a tornado threat, which is definitely going to be around the Key West. Water spouts are possible. I definitely see that. And then here, day three, we have a slight risk, which is actually this is in reality a 5% tornado threat within 25 miles. Half of Florida is under the gun for that. So I think the tornado threat will definitely ramp up on around. I think the tornado threat is going to last for the entire day on Wednesday. Definitely. It's definitely it's going to last for a whole day. And I do see like a pretty concerning tornado. A few tropical tornadoes are likely. But if confidence does increase, I think an enhanced risk could get issued here. I do expect an enhanced risk to get issued. There's a 50-50 on that. Let's look at our supercell composites here. So that way I can talk about the tornado threat. Okay. So here it is. According to GFS, this is our supercell composites. This is where the tornado threat is going to mainly occur. So you got some 5s and maybe some 6s right around here with this tornado threat. As you can see, it's already showing some signs of tropical tornado activity. I definitely would be looking out. But in those areas in Florida, it's pretty isolated. It's just forest areas right around here. But around here is where our main focus is going to be because of how populated this area is. I do see water spouts making landfall somewhere around here in the Fort Myers area, Cape Coral. So I do expect that to occur on Wednesday. Let's look at our hazards. Yeah, look at that. Look at all those hazards. We got some storm surge. We have some hurricane watches, hurricane warnings in place, tropical storm warnings and watches for that as well. I think we'll also see a tornado watch get issued tomorrow or maybe Wednesday, depending on what the timing on the storm. Storm surge. I don't think there's any storm surge. Yeah, they don't exist on here, but they do. They're issued right now. So yeah, man, What a storm. All right. I think this could be the last live stream I do with this with Hurricane Milton. I do see this storm. I do see this like. I mean, I don't think I'm going to go live tomorrow because most people are going to be aware of this, and I think it's better to not do it tomorrow. This is just me talking about this storm and what you guys need to be prepared for. I'm going to see if Tropical Tidbits works again. I highly doubt it. Come on, website. Please work. I have to mention is that I think the same areas, like I say the Great Bend area of Florida is definitely going to get hit again by the hurricane. However, it's not going to be the worst of the storm. From Helene itself, it did cause some storm surge. Oh, here we go. Finally. So look at our forecast models here. GFS. Okay, let's look at our... Okay, what is happening? It's super slow. It's like legit reminding me of Pivotal and how it abuses me. Thank you for the helpful information. No problem. Yeah, from the people that are recovering from Helene in like the Tampa Bay area or something like that, there's still piles of debris. There's still piles, and all of that is either going to get blown away or get swept from the storm surge. And they're all going to have to redo it again. It's not good. It really isn't. They already cleaned up the place, and now they have to clean it up again. It's terrible. It's not good. I think hopefully this loads. Okay. So yeah. Man, I can't even. Yeah, this is reminding me of Pivotal Weather and how it loads so slow. It sucks. It sucks. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this website's pretty slow. If anyone else has any other questions, feel free to ask me in the chat. I'm probably going to end the live stream here in like 5 minutes because I got stuff to do. But if you have anything else to say, chat, whoever is tuning in right now, feel free to answer or feel free to ask me questions before I leave here. I'm going to take a look at the. Definitely going to take a look at the other weather situations with snow, tornadoes, troughs, stuff like that. I'm looking at it right now, so feel free to ask me questions about Milton before I head out. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? So 300 hours out, according to the GFS. I highly doubt this is going to happen. According to the GFS, it's putting out yet another hurricane. And it's like around like category, I think it's a category 1 or 2 maybe, but I'd see this as like a high-end category 1, making like hitting like Miami or the Bahamas. And you can see it weakening out slowly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Honestly, it's bizarre to think about how active it's getting right now. Man, all that light snow out there in like Canada, which I feel like we could see snow action occur in Canada. Our high pressure system, everything's going to be nice and warm for the rest of October. October is looking pretty warm. We're probably going to have the warmest October we've had in a long time. Usually October we get like 60s, maybe 70s for our maximum temperatures, but we're experiencing like warmer temperatures than usual. Tomorrow's supposed to be 85 degrees for me, which is crazy. That's crazy. But I think this is typical for, I think either something is occurring with our Pacific Ocean pattern where we could see El Nino come back, or it could be something else. It could be like a coincidence. Who knows? Usually El Ninos make our weather warmer than usual. Let's look at our, I'm gonna look at their temperature outlooks for the next 6 to 10 days. Everyone in the east or northeast is definitely gonna be much cooler than average. New York, Vermont, Maine. There could be some snow that could happen next week for them. There could be some snow, which is pretty interesting. And everyone else in the west is definitely gonna be much above the average with temperatures. Some be feeling pretty nice, some being pretty hot. So, yeah, I do expect those temperatures to happen for the West. And what about 8 to 14 days out? Most of us are going to be well above the average, except for the Carolinas and Virginia and Maryland, stuff like that. Definitely going to experience a little bit below the average. Let's look at our participation 6 to 10 days out. Drought conditions continue throughout like the Midwest and the Great Plains, and even parts of Dixie Alley too. Definitely going to experience some droughts occurring with this. And then everyone else like Florida from probably from Milton, definitely experience some rain for the next few days. Yeah, Florida's going to get dumped with rain. Oh yeah, and here's our 8 to 14 drought or participation outlook. Almost everyone's gonna be like below average. Man. All right, anyways, let's look. Oh, I forgot to check total rainfall. I definitely need to look at that real quick before I end the stream. And if you're just tuning in, I am about to end the live stream, but if you want to ask me questions about Hurricane Milton, feel free to ask me. Hey, feel free to ask me. Also, I forgot to mention, here's our disturbance over here, and like that's in development right now. Definitely something that could be watched out for, but I don't think it's going to be a threat. It's probably just going to be a rainmaker. All right, where's our rainfall? Okay, here it is. So looking at the rainfall total here, Gulf of Mexico, there it is. Yeah, I need to check that. So looking at a rainfall, let's say like let's say after landfall, you can see, oh my God, 13 inches of rain somewhere north of the Tampa Bay area. We got 14 inches isolated, like 15, 16 inches. Also over here, definitely gonna experience a lot of rain from Milton. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets upgraded to a high risk. Oops. Did not mean to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the total rainfall here. Wow. See how it just builds up so quickly whenever it makes landfall? That builds up pretty quick. Man, that's incredible. I wonder if there's any updates on Hurricane Milton right now, because it's been like 40 minutes since I last looked at the strength of this thing. I'm gonna look on Twitter real quick. Got a notification. Nope, that's not what I want. Pressure down to 897 millibars with 180 mile per hour winds, which is an update. That's the lowest low pressure I've seen in a long time. I think it's still dropping too. And I think the reason, and we could see it weaken due to how small the eye is getting as well. The eye needs to be wide in order for it to strengthen a bit, but I think it's probably going to stop somewhere around 180, 185. I think that's the maximum it's going to go. Maybe 190, just depending on what happens, but I think it's going to be around that at that peak. And then once the wind shear interacts with the storm before landfall, I think it's going to become category 4 or 3, just depending on what happens. And it's going to be a big storm too. Wind shear is definitely going to make the storm a bit bigger. Man, but yeah. All right, guys, I think that's pretty much it. I'm probably going to stop streaming for now. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I really don't have anything else to say if you don't have any questions, but I'm glad to be here. Glad to be talking about this historic storm here. So yeah, I'm sending a lot of prayers to people that live in Tampa, and other cities as well that are in the path of this storm. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next update if there's any other active weather that could occur. So yeah, I'll give y'all another update after Hurricane Milton is done for. That's what I plan on doing. So I don't think it probably won't be for another few days, probably 4 to 6 days. So yeah.